The American dream isn't an idea that has been around for centuries and has acted as a cornerstone to the American individual. It has tempered the United States government and citizens since the foundation of the colonies. What exactly is the American dream? The exact definition varies for many based on experience and desire and has evolved throughout generations. A general constant is the ability, in America, to achieve anything through hard work. A rags to riches story is possible for anyone in the United States. Everyone should have an equal opportunity through their own initiative. There are two films that perfectly represent contrasting opinions on the American dream, The Great Gatsby and Field of Dreams. I'll be using the 2013 version of Gatsby directed by Baz Luhrmann. His retelling of F. Scott Fitzgerald's novel of the same name portrays a more negative aspect of the dream. Not everyone believes that it's possible or even exists. Gatsby shows that the dream is maddeningly elusive, hollow, and ultimately impossible to achieve. Field of Dreams, on the other hand, agrees that the dream is elusive, but it is rewarding, personal, simple, and above all else, possible to attain. The American dream itself is different in both films. Let's start with The Great Gatsby. In the story, Gatsby is obsessed with Daisy, the physical embodiment of the American dream. It appears that his obsession with her is love, and while this may be partially true, Daisy also represents something far less enchanting: wealth.
She loves you. Her voice is full of it. No. Her voice is full of money.
Gatsby started from virtually nothing and became rich, but he is still considered new money. Those with old money look down upon those who made their fortunes and believe that being born rich is the only way to achieve happiness.
The only respectable thing about you, old sport, is your money. Your money, that's it. I have just as much as you. That means we're equal.
Oh, no. We're different. I am, they are, she is. We're all different from you. You see, we were born different. It's in our blood.
Steal nothing that you do, say, or steal, or dream up. You gotta chase that.
The Buchanans think that Gatsby can never be like them because of his origins. He in turn tried to court Daisy for her status. Marrying her would thrust upon him the social position of old money, which is in itself a shallow dream. There is nothing of substance in the American dream. It is merely an empty shell that can never live up to our expectations. Gatsby finds this out the hard way, finds out there is nothing there after all this time. He had finally reunited with Daisy, only to realize that this meeting did not live up to his dreams of grandeur. Basically, the dream is never what it seems, and is ultimately just material wealth, status, and hollow promises. Compare this to the actual dreams of those in the other film, Field of Dreams. It does not represent wealth or social position. It is humble and personal, small, not grand. The two men in the film who have dreams are Ray Kinsella and Archibald Graham. Ray is the protagonist, a farmer in Iowa who hears a strange voice and builds a magical baseball field. He has a wife, a daughter, a small farm. He is content, but he has one regret: refusing to play catch with his father when he was still alive.
By the time I was 10, playing baseball got to be like eating vegetables or taking out the garbage. So when I was 14, I started to refuse. You believe that? American boy refusing to have a catch with his father?
His dream is simply about having a catch with his father. It has nothing to do with money. In fact, when faced with the option of losing his house and farm or tearing down his ball field, Ray makes the choice to risk all of his financial status for the sake of long-dead baseball players who have returned to his field. When Ray talks to Shoeless Joe Jackson, Joe tells Ray about his love for the game itself.
Man, I just love this game. I played for food money. It was a game. The sounds, the smells. Did you ever hold a ball or a glove to your face? Yeah. I used to love traveling on the trains from town to town. The hotels. Brass spittoons in the lobbies, brass beds in the rooms. And it was a crowd. Rising to their feet, the ball was hit deep. Shoot. I played for nothing.
Later in the film, the voice tells Ray to go the distance. He travels to Chisholm, Minnesota, where he seemingly travels back in time to talk to Archibald Moonlight Graham, a doctor and former baseball player who has been dead for 15 years. Ray, instructed by the magical voice, asks Doc Graham what his wish would be.
Well, you know, I never got to bat in the major leagues. I'd have liked to have that chance, just once. To stare down a big league pitcher. To stare him down, and just as he goes into his windup, wink. Make him think you know something he doesn't. That's what I wish for. Chance to squint at a sky so blue that it hurts your eyes just to look at it. To feel the tingle in your arm as you connect with the ball. To run the bases, stretch a double into a triple, and flop face first into third. Wrap your arms around the bag. That's my wish, Rick and Silla. That's my wish.
Again, nothing huge, nothing over the top. Moonlight Graham's dream was to bat just once in a major league game. He never made it.
50 years ago, for 5 minutes, you came this close. I mean, it would kill some men to get that close to their dream and not touch it. God, they'd consider it a tragedy.
Son, if I'd only gotten to be a doctor for 5 minutes, now that would have been a tragedy.
Instead, he gave it up to become a doctor, to help others, for selfless reasons. The American dream for these two men is not anything of material pleasure or wonderful splendor. Their dreams are modest, highly personal, and full of emotion. The other main difference in the American dream between these two films is its attainability. In The Great Gatsby, there are three characters who strive to reach their dreams: Jay Gatsby, Myrtle Wilson, and George Wilson. Gatsby is completely fixated with Daisy. He has a passion that has consumed his entire life. Once again, Daisy is the physical representation of the dream. Everyone falls for her, no one wins her over, and she destroys the lives of all those seeking her love. Gatsby is primarily focused on changing the past.
Jay, you can't repeat the past.
Can't repeat the past.
No.
Why, of course you can. Of course you can.
He can't. In the story, it's not possible and shatters him in the process. Daisy, the dream herself, echoes the truth.
All the bright, precious things fade so fast. And they don't come back.
We've already discussed how Daisy represents the American dream, but there is another recurring motif that symbolizes the same thing: the green light. It is a light at the end of Daisy's dock, just across the water from Gatsby's house. He is just out of reach, so close yet so far. This thoroughly shows the message of the film. The dream is maddeningly close, but still unattainable.
He had come such a long way, and his dream must have seemed so close that he could hardly fail to grasp it. But he did not know that it was already behind him. Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther, and one fine morning, so we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.
The American dream, for some, is the ability to become something from nothing through hard work. Gatsby, from this specific definition, appears to have made the dream. He started off with nothing, the son of poor farmers from the Midwest, and became one of the wealthiest men in Long Island. But that's not his dream. His dream is Daisy, the status of being old money. Hard work gets him nowhere. It brought him money, but not Daisy, and inherently traps him in the new money category. This leads nicely to the Wilsons. They are both working class, rather poor, who live in the Valley of Ashes, a trashy, dump-like suburb of New York. Both try by their own devices to increase their fortunes, Myrtle through her affair with the rich Tom Buchanan, and George through his business. Just like the rest of them, though, they never strike it rich and stay poor. Here's a great summary of this point. By the end of the film, all the strivers, the hard workers, are dead, leaving only the old money left. The message is clear. Hard work will get you nowhere, striving for more than what you're given is dangerous, and attempting to achieve the American dream is impossible. This is not the case in Field of Dreams. The American dream in this film is hard to achieve, yes, but it is possible through hard work, determination, and belief. Ray is obsessed with baseball, and while passion is perceived as a bad thing in Gatsby, it is seen in a positive light here.
I wish I had your passion, Ray. Misdirected though it might be, it is still a passion. I used to feel that way about things, but...
Everything in this film happens because of what Ray does. He decides to listen to the voice, to build the field, and to do what he thought was right. The first of 3 lines the voice says,
If you build, he will come.
Foreshadows the point of the film. Ray builds the baseball field and is rewarded with happiness and the fulfillment of his dream by the end of the movie. When he finally meets his father, brought back from the magic of the baseball field, he doesn't even realize that it was because of his own effort.
It was you.
No, Ray. It was you.
Whereas in The Great Gatsby, trying to change the past is impossible and foolhardy, Field of Dreams says otherwise. Archie Graham finally gets his chance to bat, and Ray redeems himself by playing catch with his dad. Anything is possible if you work towards it and, more importantly, believe in yourself. The American dream is a complicated phenomenon. It represents different things to different people and can have a positive or negative connotation. Some people believe that the American dream is just that, a dream. It does not exist, cannot be reached by any means, and is hollow, never living up to our expectations as seen in The Great Gatsby. Or you can take a more optimistic approach like the one illustrated in Field of Dreams. The American dream is attainable through effort and is personal, emotional, humble.
Is this heaven?
It's Iowa.
Iowa? Could have sworn it was heaven.
Is there a heaven?
Oh, yeah. It's the place dreams come true.
Maybe this is heaven.
Regardless of your opinions of the American dream, everyone should strive to be content with their personal heavens and make their dreams come true in life's little moments.